Right now, you probably have several half recorded videos on your phone that you've been meaning to edit for months, a list of video ideas you keep tweaking but never film, and at least one perfectly good video collecting dust in your drafts because you convinced yourself it wasn't quite good enough. Well, today we're breaking the overthinking cycle that's keeping your videos trapped on your camera roll instead of building your audience. Welcome to Introvert Video Breakthrough, an encouraging space where overthinking stops and your authentic video presence begin. I'm Crystal Tugit, fellow introvert and visibility strategist, and I'll be your guide, providing you with tips, tools, and resources to help make video marketing a breeze for you. And today I'm too geek to share with you 3 things to stop overthinking before you post your next video. Today's topic is self explanatory. Let's get right into it. So, the first thing I want you to stop overthinking is showing up authentically. I see this time and time again, and it kind of baffles me. People will worry so much about what others think of them instead of considering who they'll attract if they're not being true to themselves. Think of it like this. As a business owner, especially one in the wellness space, if you're a holistic healer or coach, you are going to have an intimate connection with your clients, right? And so you probably want to work with people that you enjoy and that enjoy you as well. So if you show up disingenuous online, you're going to attract people who are attracted to that person, right? Instead of attracted to who you are, right? And so, like, if you thinking about if you have an accent, if you're thinking about like you may talk too fast, if you're thinking about you may talk too slow, if you're thinking that you have big opinions and maybe people can't handle it, good, right? That is your secret sauce. That is what makes you you, and that is what's going to attract the right people to you and your brand. So keep that. You want that. Me, I like colorful things. I like flowers in my head, all that good stuff. And this is me naturally, right? So I'm going to attract people who like that. There might be people who might think like, "Ew, why does she have blue hair?" That's fine with me. I don't necessarily want to work with them if that's how they're going to view me, right? And so the thing is, we can't please everybody, but we can do our best, show up as ourselves, and attract those who actually want to work with us. So, stop overthinking showing up authentically. That is how you attract your aligned audience and clients. Number 2, stop overthinking repurposing past content. Do you have content that you posted once and then just never thought of again? Especially if it's like a longer form piece of content, like maybe an interview, a podcast episode, maybe a live that you've done, right? That is wonderful. Like that is meant to be used over and over again, especially if you know that people enjoyed it, right? Sometimes people think if they post something again that they're going to be annoying their audience, or they're worried that someone's going to be like, "Hey, you already posted this." And you know what? There's trolls out there. There might be someone who says that, right? But on the flip side of things, you have to think about it. When you put out a piece of content, the algorithm, depending on where you're posting it, they only show it to so many people. So, if you posted a piece of content, like 3, 4 months ago, there's a good chance that a lot of people did not see it, even people who are already following you. And this is not even considered the people who are new to you, or maybe who aren't even following you yet, and they're going to discover you from this piece of content, right? So, I really want you to reconsider reposting past content, especially when it has done well in the past and or you haven't created clips from it. Attention spans now are decreasing, to be quite honest, especially when it comes to short form video content. So if you posted a live, or maybe again like you had an interview or something like that that was 10, 15, 20 plus minutes long, that is an opportunity to grab so many clips from that, because more likely than not, people did not watch your full video through, right? There's definitely going to be some people who did, but a lot of people haven't, especially when we're talking about lives. Sometimes people do not go through the whole thing. And so this gives people an opportunity to still get those nuggets without having to go through the entire piece of content. And it might even encourage them to watch the full piece of content, right? And so, one of the things that I want to mention and give a hot tip around is there's gold in your stories, because stories is something that people tend to forget about when it comes to repurposing content. You might have that photo that you reuse. Maybe you have a go-to video clip or B-roll that you like to use, but a lot of times people forget about what is hiding in their stories. And I want to show you an example of this. So I'm going to show you an example of a video that I posted in my stories, and then I took that video and posted it as a reel on Instagram. Alrighty, so I have this strawberry overload from, I'm going to fudge this up, Fencha, I believe, Fengcha. Oops. All right. So this isn't the full video, but you get the gist. This is something that I had posted in my stories for my fashionable foodie account. Oh, look, my hair is blue there too. Okay, so with that being said, let me show you the analytics of what happened when I posted this to my stories. So at the time of this account, I think I had about like 160, 140, like less than 200 followers, right? And so of that, I reached 40 of my followers. So again, you have to see, like, even though I had 140, something like that followers, it only reached 40 people in my stories, right? And it's like, okay, cool. Now, look what happens when I posted it as a reel. Look at that. When I posted it as a reel, it got 12,000 views. Yeah, 12,000 views. And now, while this is not typical results, I just need you to like really see the difference, because when you post something to your stories, right? Only people who follow you are able to see that. And, maybe your followers might share your story with someone else, but it only lasts for 24 hours. So if they send it to someone and they weren't online, when they sent it, then they're just not going to see it, right? And then also the same for your followers. Maybe your followers just weren't online that time that you posted that to your stories, right? I thought this was a really good video. And so I was like, why not share it with a wider audience? And I'm so glad I did, because the results were awesome. Like, from 40 accounts reached to 12,000. And obviously, with views, there could be some people who probably like repeated it, but still, the difference is staggering. And the other reason that I say that there is gold in your stories, because typically when you're posting in your stories, you're being your most authentic self. You know that the story is only going to last for 24 hours. So you tend to be a lot more relaxed. You tend to be a lot more free, right? And especially if you're speaking in the story, then you tend to be naturally a better storyteller, right? You're just sharing like you're sharing with a friend. So that is several reasons why it's such a great benefit to take a look in your story archives on Instagram and see, is there anything there that you can use to help benefit your business, help your audience learn more about you. You can always download from your stories and then repost it as a reel, or maybe you decide to add it as some type of carousel post. It's up to you, but don't sleep on your stories and check it out. Again, stop overthinking repurposing your past content. There is so much gold and value in what you've already shared. And the third thing that I want you to stop overthinking is which platform to post to. This is something that people come to me a lot about. They want to make sure that they post on the right platform. However, there is no magical platform that is going to guarantee you success. Really, it's all based off of like starting where you can and going from there. People have been successful using Instagram. People have been successful using TikTok, using YouTube, using LinkedIn, such that any platform you could think of, name it, and someone has been successful on it, right? It really is dependent on you, who you are, and even more so importantly, like, where is your audience hanging out? So some things to consider, like I just said, is who is your audience and where do they tend to hang out? Are they people who are on social media a lot? Do they like to be on Instagram? Maybe there's someone who doesn't like to be online as much, but they still use YouTube. Maybe they are a busy professional and they're not on those platforms as much, but they're on LinkedIn more, right? This is why it's so important for you to understand your audience so you can know like where they actually are and then you can meet them there. Another thing to consider is what is your easeful content type and then which platform best supports that. If you're not sure what your easeful content type is, no worries. I am going to be posting a video about this tomorrow. I will link it here when it's ready. But essentially, your easeful content type is the most natural way for you to ease into video based off of your natural communication style. And once you know that, then you're able to figure out what platform best supports that. So be on the lookout for that video. I can't wait for you to get some nuggets from that. So stop overthinking which platform to post to because any platform can work. It's really about where your audience is as well as what works best for you. Because if you're not going to stick to it, if it's a platform that you're not going to want to be on, then you're not going to create content for it. And then your audience, regardless, is just not going to see it. Because sometimes, you may have a piece of content somewhere and maybe someone shares that content with someone else. So even if your audience isn't there, maybe someone else will share it with someone who could benefit from it, right? But regardless, you have to put the content out for people to be able to enjoy it and learn from it. So if you found this useful, I'd love for you to let me know which one of these resonated with you the most. Which one are you committed to stop overthinking first? And if you want to dive deeper, I invite you to take a look at my full 7 things to stop overthinking training. You can find it in my introvert video breakthrough community where I gather other introverted holistic healers and coaches who want to be found online without the social media overwhelm. Join us at postthevideo.com. And until next time, y'all, remember, it's never too late to get out of your head and in front of your audience. Bye.